Hello and welcome to the first Hockey Talkie episode of 2021. I am your host, Clay. Thank you so much for tuning in. The Blackhawks today announced just in time for training camp that they have re-signed centerman Dylan Strome to a 2-year deal worth $6 million. And through the power of math, that means it's a $3 million cap hit. Now, I've been waiting to make this video for quite a long time, basically 3 months-ish. It feels a lot longer than that. I don't think anybody really expected to have to wait as long as we did for Dylan Strome to be re-signed. Back when Dominik Kubalik got re-signed in early October, we all pretty much thought that Dylan would be re-signed pretty quickly thereafter, right? Because Dylan Strome and Dominik Kubalik were by far the top two RFAs for the Chicago Blackhawks, and you just felt like that's where the focus would be going into like free agency period and everything, like lock up those two guys. But of course, Dylan didn't get re-signed until just now. So if you ever wondered, that's kind of why I never made a re-signing video for Dominik Kubalik, because I just figured Dylan Strome was going to get re-signed quickly thereafter, and so I was planning on just making one video for both of them and just to talk about both of them, but of course that never really happened. So good news, Dominik Kubalik has been re-signed by the Chicago Blackhawks, 2-year deal, $3.7 million cap hit. And so now, officially, the Blackhawks have re-signed their top two restricted free agents heading into the 2021 NHL season. So the re-signings of both Kubalik and Strome end up being bridge deals for both players during these COVID uncertain times. And specifically talking about Dylan Strome, this is much needed good news for the Blackhawks heading into training camp, which starts tomorrow or today, depending on when you're watching this. Monday, January 4th is the day training camp starts, just FYI. And with the news that Jakubczak is out for the season and Jonathan Toews is out indefinitely, we don't know how long he's going to be out. It could be a couple weeks, it could be the entire year. We don't know at this moment. But in the foreseeable future, if the Blackhawks didn't have Dylan Strome, to start the year, the Blackhawks wouldn't have a top 6 centerman in their lineup, and that's just not good. And their situation to begin with is not good. So just would have been terrible, really. So great news for the Hawks to get this deal done. I always was positive that this deal was getting done before training camp. Obviously, it took until the 11th hour, but I figured both sides wanted to get something done. It just ended up taking a little bit longer than I think really anyone anticipated. In addition to that, I think this is a great deal for both sides, especially for the Blackhawks. I don't think they could have really asked for much more than re-signing Dylan Strome for $3 million cap hit. I think, go back a year or two ago and you talk about possibly re-signing Dylan Strome, and you're afraid that it was going to cost maybe up closer to the amount of money that it took to re-sign Alex DeBrincat, which was $6.4 million cap hit. So $3 million is pretty fantastic in that regard. It's definitely not a cap hit that's going to hamstring them at all. And for Dylan, it's unfortunate for him that his restricted free agency and his re-signing kind of comes in a time where we're dealing with COVID and loss of revenues because of that. So he just really didn't have the opportunity to re-sign for an amount of money that he probably would have been making in normal circumstances. But he has a great opportunity now with the injuries to Jakubczak and Jonathan Toews. He's got an opportunity to finally showcase himself. Is he top line center material? Is he someone that could potentially get to that role? Because right now it seems like he's kind of peaking at second line center, and with Jakubczak emerging, is that even a position available for Dylan Strome going forward? But Strome's got a great opportunity to kind of showcase his abilities for this season, and then only being re-signed for 2 years means when 2 years is up, if he does well in these 2 years, he can get his big payday maybe at that point. But that's a ways away. That's going to be also after the Seattle expansion draft. So we'll see what is going to come with that too. And I'll be making a video about that this week, so stay tuned for that. But all in all, this is a really good signing. So I'm going to stop my rambling there. Thank you so much for watching. It's a thumbs up from me for the signings of both Kubalik and Strome. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comments section below. Like, share, and subscribe as well. But most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you real soon. Hockey's back, folks. Hockey is back.